Kazuchika Okada has to defend the WWE title here tonight against Finn Balor. Where did Ciampa come from? And what the hell is the Blackheart doing on Smackdown Live? Ricochet costs Ibushi another match. The Golden Star distracted once more. Roode and Fish yelling at one another. Lashley comes charging in. The Dangerous Alliance work together to hand victory to their side. The Dangerous Alliance against Bobby Roode and his friends in a 6-man tag team match. WWE Championship on the line. Finn Balor, Kazuchika Okada, and Styles starting the offense, assaulting away. Here comes the cavalry, Blade Runner, the Switchblade, and the Rainmaker. Down the Originals. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. It is the go-home show to Backlash. Smackdown Live has been on fire these last few weeks, and last week may well have been one of this show's strongest weeks in a long time. Smackdown Live ready to go home here tonight to Backlash, and we kick things off right away by going backstage to the interim SmackDown General Manager Shane McMahon with a big stipulation added to tonight's tag team matchup. Should a member of the Originals win, they choose the stipulation for their match at Backlash. Depending on who wins, depends on who gets the stipulation. Well, that changes everything heading into this main event. A preview to the two big matches, or two of the big matches at Backlash. AJ Styles and Finn Balor, the Originals, against Kazuchika Okada and Jay White here tonight. That is a very interesting scenario. If Finn Balor pins Okada, Balor gets to pick the stipulation. If Styles pins White, White gets to pick the stipulation for his match. And if I were the Originals, after hearing that news just seconds ago, I'd be thinking things through in my mind. I'd be wondering which one of us needs the stipulation more, which one of us would rather it. I mean, Balor was trying to duck and dive from Jay White as long as possible, but the match was confirmed after last week's antics. And now, I mean, yeah, the real question does beg, who gets that opportunity? Who will the Originals talk it out of, or who gets that stipulation? Will there be a decision made, or will they just go into that match and whoever wins, whoever gets the pinfall gets the stipulation, I wonder? White and Okada now with a further chip on their back to look out for, because there is every reason for the Dangerous Alliance, sorry, not Dangerous Alliance, the Originals, to try and come up with something that could prevent victory for White and Okada. And now, as I said, a further target on their back, I think would be the better term, as now Styles and Balor are going to do everything in their power to pin them. That is in our main event of the evening, though. We start tonight with this 6-man tag, the Dangerous Alliance against Bobby Roode and whomever he could have by his side in this tag team matchup. Sort of the top of the show. Last week it was Bobby Lashley against Bobby Roode. They went one-on-one, and it was the distraction from Bobby Fish at ringside that led to victory for Lashley in that one. Roode had enough of it, challenging the duo, well, challenging the entirety of the Dangerous Alliance to a 6-man tag here this evening. Match has been accepted, as you see, and we are here tonight now to make things happen. Sheamus, Lashley, and Fish standing in full support, full strength. I think this is the first time in a long time that the Dangerous Alliance as a trio will have teamed together. And this new face of the Dangerous Alliance as well, of course. Sheamus has been there now since December. Bobby Lashley having joined just about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago if that. And now we wait to see what kind of an impact this will make. I mean, Fish and Roode got into one another's faces as early as, well, Bobby Roode's arrival, on SmackDown Live 2 weeks ago. And out first is that man himself, the glorious one. Man who made this challenge after the strength in numbers, after the mob mentality of the Dangerous Alliance was shone through over these last 2 weeks. Bobby Roode wanting a shot wanting to take down the Dangerous Alliance here tonight, wanting to take them down a peg. Let's see what will happen here this evening. Roode heading towards the ring right now. Remember, Roode was the one who asked for this. He's made the bed and now he's got to be prepared to sleep in it, should he lose here tonight. There's a lot riding on the shoulders of the former United States and WWE champion. I think Roode is aware of that, though. I think he knows of the predicament he finds himself in here tonight, and that there is an awful lot riding on this for him to achieve. Crowd certainly on the side of Roode, though, ever since he's made his way over from Smackdown Live. I mean, the crowd was on his side during his US title reign on Raw as well. And as they sing along to his theme here tonight to kick off this evening, the big question has to be, Roode said he had friends. Who are they? Roode said he had found people who wanted to take on the Dangerous Alliance. Who are they? I suppose we'll find out in this matchup in just a moment. Roode making his way out first, so the Dangerous Alliance will have to wait even longer to find out who they're fighting. I think the thing is, Roode will probably want Fish, so you need to find two big guys to try and combat against Sheamus and Lashley. That is kind of the area where they're going to need, or he finds a really talented tag team like American Alpha, or he goes for the big guy route. Yep, that makes sense. No surprise, this guy takes a disliking to the Dangerous Alliance. Kevin Owens, the four-time WWE champion, heading towards the ring right now with one thing on his mind, and that is hatred towards the Dangerous Alliance. That is his disapproval, his past with Fish and Co. Owens would love another shot at them here tonight. Love another shot to knock the head off of the shoulders of Fish, Sheamus, or Lashley. Put a target in his way, Owens has no problem knocking it down. And a very strong tag team partner chosen first year by Bobby Roode. Owens might not have the greatest success in tag team wrestling, but he has 4 WWE titles to his name, so that certainly helps him out. Yeah, he went full scale down the power route. And if you wanted to find a guy who doesn't need a second reason to fight someone, you found it. Samoa Joe making up the rounds. The 6th man in this 6-man tag team match. If I was the Dangerous Alliance, I'd be discussing things through now. I'd be thinking, right, we've got these guys in front of us. How the hell do we beat them? And it is a fair question to ask in all fairness. Joe, Owens, and Roode on one side. Fish, Sheamus, and Lashley on the other. The Dangerous Alliance might well be a coordinated group, but this is the first time they've teamed together as a trio. They have about as much experience in tag team matches like this one as the other guys. This is going to be a very interesting way to kick things off on SmackDown Live. Bobby Roode will start this one. Bobby Lashley on the other side of the ring. And here we go. Roode trying to get things started early on against Lashley, who just throws him over his head with that belly-to-belly there. Viciousness demonstrated in the early stages by Lashley. Look at the strength. Oh! Picking things up where he left off last week, that's for certain. Big time gutbuster there on the shoulder. Definitely not a nice feeling at all for Roode to endure early on here. Lashley already taking him to his corner, tagging in the Celtic Warrior. An interesting fact for you right now, every guy in this matchup has held a world title in this universe. Bobby Roode, having been one of the few people to take the WWE title away from Brock Lesnar, albeit in a 6-man Hell in a Cell match. Sheamus, a 2-time world champion. Samoa Joe, a 3-time world champion. No, 2-time world champion as well. Lashley, the shortest reigning WWE champion in the history of this universe. Kevin Owens, the 4-time WWE champion, and Bobby Fish, the longest reigning WWE champion. All of these men in this ring, at one point or another, have held a WWE title. And the most recent of those was Bobby Fish, heading into last year's WrestleMania. Sheamus and Owens now locking horns in this one. Forearm in the face there from Owens. Corked up Sheamus pretty hard, and then that right hand just bringing him down off his feet. Torture rack. What are we going to see here? Torture rack. Neck breaker from Owens. Connects with it. Quickly into the cover on Sheamus. Looking to try and put him away. Looking to just try and get victory over the Dangerous Alliance. If I was Bobby Roode, I'd be more than happy with the team I've assembled basically here. Thinking that I've got incredible athletes either side of me in this tag team matchup that I can rely upon. And on top of that, they are hard fighters, and they hate the Dangerous Alliance. They don't really need a reason to, they just do. Tag mate, Lashley comes back in, seeing the game plan in this one, trying to keep Fish out of this one for as long as possible. Tag between the brutes, and leave the brains on the outside. Single leg DDT there from Lashley. He's feeling pretty confident about what he's doing right now. Up on the shoulders, up way, gorilla press slam. Owens to endure. Now the tag may be needed on this side. Now Joe may need to get himself in this one if possible. Owens has what refinements carry. Single knee gut buster. Senton splash to Lashley. And the tag is made. Here comes Samoa Joe now. Look out indeed. Right away, Joe with a statement message. Senton splash there from Samoa Joe. The behind attempt there by Lashley, countered by Joe. Both men running into each other, neither backing down. Lariat attempt, countered by Joe there. Irish whip in the turnbuckle. And prepare for the power of Samoa Joe. Buckle bomb from Joe. No remorse showing from Samoa Joe either. Uranagi slam to Lashley. Joe all over Lashley since getting in this one. A combustible element, certainly. Samoa Joe has been, but he has not been able to put away Bobby Lashley just yet. Look straight there from Joe in the turnbuckle. He takes Lashley. Might be looking for that corner into Guri. Lashley did well, getting the knees up in time there. Snap suplex. And Lashley again dragging Joe away, making sure that no tag can be made. He didn't really drag him that far, but nevertheless lifts him up to his feet. Gorilla press into a power slam. Huge strength from Lashley being demonstrated there. And the longer this goes on, the fresher Bobby Fish stays. The more damage he could do later on in this one. Moves out of the way there, does. Samoa Joe, Roode tag back in now. Oh, big leap there. Tag made. Sheamus in now. Shoulder tackle there, bump from Sheamus as well. Oh, went for a knee, counter, base first into the mat there, single-handed bulldog by Roode. He throws Sheamus in the corner there, trash talking with Fish, taking him off the mat there, taking him off the apron rather with that lariat. Fish hits the outside, Roode goes into the cover, kick out at one by Sheamus. Fish caught with that lariat right there. Bobby Roode, it seems. I think he wants a piece of Bobby Fish right now. Roode backing away. It's like he's telling Fish, tag yourself in. We'll fight. Sheamus, though, makes him pay. Uppercut from the Celtic Warrior. And he gives him what he wants. Fish wanted in. He was holding that hand out. Sarcastically or not, Fish is in the ring. And here we go now between these two. Fish using the ropes to his advantage there for that Falcon Arrow. Joe and Owens calling for the tag, but I don't think there's any need, I think. Roode wants all of Fish right now. Finally in off the tag. Here's Bobby Fish. Roode in. Spinebuster from Roode early on. He goes into the cover. Will he have put him away here? In up for the victory. 2 count. Early on. Bobby Fish in a spot of bother right there. And Roode now. Kick in the gut. Glorious DDT from Roode. Glorious DDT. The cover. The Dangerous Alliance watching on. And oh my goodness. 2 moves. That's all it took. 2 moves. Bobby Roode pins Bobby Fish here tonight. Incredible. All it took were 2 moves, and Roode has beaten the longest reigning WWE champion. And as they celebrate, oh, it's going to be mooted. Paul Heyman charging to the ring. Things are not looking good here. Roode and co walking away. Lashley and Sheamus holding their heads. Fish back up on his feet in the ring. Heyman charged down to the ring at a rate of knots. Introducing himself there and declaring there is a thorn in the Dangerous Alliance's side by the name of Bobby Roode. Although there may be a lot of Bobbies around here, this one is the worst. I assume he's on about Fish. Roode may just think he's got lucky, but it is far worse than that, so says Heyman. All he believes he's done is run his mouth on SmackDown Live. No one talks ill of Bobby Fish to Paul Heyman. And since he loves to run his mouth, since he wants to fight, then they'll do it. At Backlash, Falls count anyway. Heyman putting out the challenge to Roode. Wow. A huge statement made. Following that 6-man tag, Fish up to his feet. I think he was completely stunned by it. I don't think that's why the Dangerous Alliance got involved in the pinfall. I reckon they assumed Fish would kick out. But now, a challenge being sent the way of Roode. Falls count anyway. And you best believe Roode is not going to take too long to accept that challenge. I'll let you know through the course of this show if Roode does accept the challenge put out to him here for this Falls Count Anywhere match. As for right now, we move on to the women's matchup of the evening. Becky Lynch against Paige. 1-on-1 here tonight, days before Lynch and Nikki Cross's final showdown for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That is going to be a big one come Sunday. As for right now, Lynch looking to get one last win before she seeks a record-breaking 4th reign as the women's champion. Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross have been at each other's throats now for the better part of 6 months. It all comes to an end this Sunday at Backlash. So says the interim general manager. He has declared it to be so. He said there has to be an end to justify the means. And we'll get it come Sunday. And no surprise, Lynch with Fale in her corner. Paige with the SmackDown Women's Champion herself in her corner. Becky Lynch, of course, a member of the Originals who are seeking nothing but glory come the Backlash event. Every title match rather, at Backlash has a member of the Originals in it. You've got Fale and Tanga challenging for the tag team titles. You've got Becky Lynch challenging for the SmackDown Women's Championship. You've got AJ Styles challenging for the WWE Championship. You've got Finn Balor taking on Jay White for the Intercontinental title. Plenty to talk about there. A huge night for the Originals at Backlash. And it's prelude to it. Starts here tonight. First with this women's matchup. Then it ends off, of course, with that main event of the evening. But here we go now. Lynch and Paige locking horns with one another. These two women have had run-ins in the past. Rivalry long time ago back on Raw over the Raw Women's Championship. Paige ended up walking out the victor of it. Single underhook suplex from Lynch in the early goings, just hitting that move as well as close to Nikki Cross as possible, as if to say, I know you're watching. I want you to pay close attention to what I'm doing in this ring. Sidestep there by Paige, kicked her right in the leg. Do not know if there'll be a stipulation added to the match between Lynch and Cross come this Sunday, but what I do know is that that is surefire going to be an absolute fight, an absolute brawl. To close out their title-making, essentially, rivalry over that SmackDown Women's Championship. It really has made the SmackDown Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Division, I believe, onto an even bigger playing field around here. And of course, with the news just yesterday of the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match coming up on June 16th, you got to feel like the works of Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross on SmackDown have played a part in these women having their moment. I mean, it was the SmackDown women who had the first ever ladder match, the first ever all-female ladder match at WrestleMania, that Nikki Cross, of course, came out in the winning end of. Cover made now by Lynch. Sorry, on Lynch. She kicks out right away, though. Paige, of course, will want to try and get herself evolved as soon as possible. Be a win over Lynch here, and if Lynch should win this Sunday, is, you know, let her know, I think I should be first in line. I beat you. I do wonder where things will go after this, you know, where things will lead for the women's division, because for the last few months it has just been essentially Cross and Lynch, or a variable of that sort, fighting for the title. And when that all goes away, who's going to be the first? Who's going to be the first to step up and try and challenge for the championship, be it Nikki Cross or Becky Lynch? Like I said, maybe Paige will try and throw herself in the mix here. Big headbutts there from Paige. Lynch taken off her feet. With Fale watching on the ringside, you never know what the underboss could do in this one. There's the Falcon Arrow again this evening, using the ropes to her advantage. The better leverage, kicking the back of Lynch right there. Paige putting together some good moves right now. In the corner goes Lynch. Oh, look at this. Blocking Lynch's arm, stopping her from covering up, and they're just elbowing away. Knee right into the face to go after it. What are we going to see from Paige here? Look at, is that incredibly high angle clover hold locked in here. Incredibly high angle Texas cloverleaf locked in. Lynch kicks her way out of that hold though. Flying forearm right away. Lynch able not only to fight back, but to try and take control in this match right now. Here goes Lynch. Lariats to Paige. Drop kick. Caught her right in the face. Cross watching on a ringside. She's not getting involved. Fale may have slid a chair into the ring, but it's not in Lynch's intention to use it. Exploder there. Cover made by Lynch. Looking to put away Paige right now. Almost got three. Paige kicking out at the count of two there. The former Raw Women's Champion in trouble here. And Paige in even bigger trouble now. Disarm her. Disarm her. Her back turned to Cross. Disarm her locked in. Paige screaming. Looking at Cross. Will she have to submit? Yeah, yes, she will. Lynch with one last win heading into this Sunday. And as the final chapter, as the conclusion will be written to their story, who will write it? Will it be Becky Lynch or Nikki Cross this Sunday? We will find out when the Smackdown Women's Championship is on the line. That is going to be a big one, but ladies and gentlemen, I've been told we're going backstage here to hear from the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi. And Ibushi wanting to know something that we've all wanted to know for the longest time. Why Did Ricochet betray Ibushi at WrestleMania? Why did he break the brotherhood that they shared with one another? Ibushi wanting to... Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. You wanted an answer. Here it is. Ricochet's been playing mind games with Ibushi these last few weeks ever since WrestleMania. And now Ricochet saying that he turned on him because SmackDown Live was getting worse. Lackluster talents being pushed and Ricochet being left to the side. Well, it ends now. And there it is again, that line, the savior of SmackDown, not allowing subpar talent like Ibushi to exist. Wow, okay. Ricochet believes he's here to save this show from its demise. He promises to rid it of lowlifes like Ibushi, to cleanse this show. What the hell has gone on with Ricochet's mind? It's like he's been brainwashed by like Sister Abigail or something. This is... Yeah, Ibushi's right. It sounds incredibly crazy, but Ibushi putting out the challenge, saying that we'll find out who actually needs saving at Backlash. What does Ricochet say to a match with the man, to a match with the brother he betrayed? And the savior of SmackDown says his cleansing will start at Backlash with Kota Ibushi. If saving Ibushi means ending the career, if it means putting Ibushi on the shelf to save SmackDown, then so be it. This will finally get its conclusion. This will finally get its resolve come Sunday. Kota Ibushi versus Ricochet will happen this Sunday. And that heartbeat can only mean the arrival of one man, Tommaso Ciampa, making his debut on Smackdown Live in ring. What a huge moment it was last week when Matt Riddle in the ring, saying that he had to think about what would be next in his future, and out of absolutely nowhere through the crowd, I assume, came Ciampa, assaulting him from behind, hitting the fairy tale ending. I can now reveal in the week, since last week, Tommaso Ciampa has been signed to SmackDown Live. The Blackheart is a member of the SmackDown roster, and he makes his in-ring debut here this evening. And I know for a fact that already he will be having an impact, because this Sunday at Backlash, he will face Matt Riddle one-on-one. Riddle demanded the match, and he got it. So a very, very interesting affair to come our way this Sunday. But as for right now, Tommaso Ciampa preparing to make his first in-ring appearance, his first match since Guilty as Charged, since the last man standing bout with Johnny Gargano. He was rid of ECW following that defeat to Johnny Wrestling, but it's a new chapter in the career of the Blackheart with no Gargano around. His own path written, and it begins here tonight. And certainly it'll have a huge statement made come this Sunday when he faces Riddle one-on-one. Ciampa unloading out of the gate here. I feel sorry for this poor plucky young guy we've brought in here, because this is more than just getting beaten up a little bit. This is getting absolutely ravaged by a guy we haven't seen in ring action in about 3 months. Ciampa just using him right now as a beating toy, essentially, as a puppet to use for his own fun and games. Ciampa just assaulting him over and over again, and look who's got an eye on this one backstage. Matt Riddle, the man who will face Ciampa this Sunday at Backlash, watching on everything that he's doing. Drop kick right in the face there as we watch on from Riddle's perspective. What is running through the mind of Riddle ahead of their match at Backlash? Using that knee brace there almost as a weapon, and this could be the fate of Riddle come Sunday. Fairy tale ending from Ciampa. Cover made. Ciampa wins. No surprises there. But as his theme says, no one will survive. Will Riddle survive this Sunday? Will he survive the onslaught of Tommaso Ciampa? Wait. There's no need for this. There is no need for this, Ciampa. Oh my goodness, the Psycho Killer taking matters into his own hands again. Fairy tale ending on the outside. Oh my goodness. A brutal assault from Ciampa. Just days before Backlash. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we move on here this evening. So much has already happened. And we head into a singles matchup here tonight. A preview to the tag team matchup at Backlash. Tanga to go one-on-one against Cody Rhodes, and as he heads towards the ring, as the Originals head towards the ring, ladies and gentlemen, I can announce that Bobby Roode has accepted the challenge at Backlash. We will have Bobby Roode versus Bobby Fish Falls Count Anywhere matchup coming your way this Sunday. Certainly going to be a very interesting affair, but as for tonight, we focus on this matchup right now, as it has implications, as it could have an effect on momentum heading into this Sunday. Tanga up against Cody Rhodes here. Now, this is definitely going to be an interesting one for both sides. And the last time we saw Tanga effectively in around the tag team title scene, it was with Tonga, of course. And they lost the tag team titles at Extreme Rules to these two men, the American Show-Offs. Cody Rhodes heads towards the ring right now. Dolph Ziggler coming with him towards the ring right now. I do wonder, though, you know, what is going through the minds of Rhodes and Ziggler ahead of their title match this Sunday. Of course, they already defended their title against American Alpha 2-3 weeks ago. Now, here tonight, they've got to go one-on-one. Rhodes got to go one-on-one against Tanga. Last time this happened, I don't think it went too well. I think it was Tanga who picked up the win. But things have changed since then. The American Shows have had 3 months with those tag team titles. And the Guerrillas of Destiny, the Originals, whatever variable this one is, have not. Going to be a different side of the Originals for the American Show-Offs to fight come Sunday. Tanga still there, but Tonga being shifted out for an incredibly different variable in the underboss. Like I said, it's a huge night on Sunday for the Originals. It's put up or shut up for them. They're in every single title match. They have the chance to walk out of Backlash with every title on this roster. Right now, they only have 1 title to their name, but by the end of the evening, they could have all 4. With Christian James out on the shelf for at the very least another month, that makes a huge difference to it all. That makes a huge difference to when he comes back, realizing that all of his champions are the very group that look to rid him of being the general manager on Smackdown Live. Dropkick attempt there by Tanga, countered there by Cody. Oh! So, uppercut caught him in the cheek. Rhodes from behind now. Curtain call from Rhodes there. Second match, Fale is out here at ringside for. Let's see what'll happen here. Forearm right in that face there. Neck breaker to follow up after it as well. Good work so far from both guys, really. Right in the ribs. Oh, chop there from Tanga. Certainly a hell of a lot more ferocity coming from the side of Loa's strikes than from Cody's. Running bulldog there. Rhodes gets in a good one up on the second rope. He goes now, calling Tanga up to his feet. Will this pay off the way he wants it to? Looking for an elbow there. A father like son, instead, getting his back punched in over and over. Trading blows there, forearm stumbles Tanga up against the turnbuckle, but only briefly. The Silverback Gorilla trying to fight back. You look at these guys do know each other incredibly well. This is essentially just turned into a rock'em sock'em type affair, just throwing punches at one another and seeing who will go down. Nice suplex back into the ring though by Cody. Elbow on the top of the head there. Tanga though incredibly quick to respond. Caught him with a quick strike. Head locked between the legs and driven into the mat there. Big time move from Tanga. Spear from him as well. And Tanga could be looking for a victory on his way to a second tag team title reign this Sunday. Looking to get momentum. Looking to try and rock the American show off slightly, but not happening there. Very early kick out. But now he could look for ape shit. He could look to win this right here, right now. Could look for gun stun as well. Didn't happen. Rhodes comes up with the counter. And now, kicking the gut from Cody. Here it comes. Incredibly dangerous move. Din's fire connects. Looked Fale in the eyes as he pulled off that incredible feat of strength. Covers Tanga. And it's victory for Rhodes heading into this Sunday. Advantage champions as we head towards Backlash. Not a strong night there for Tanga. Definitely put up a great fight, but not enough to stop Cody from picking up the win. Rhodes going to be feeling good ahead of this Sunday when the tag team titles are on the line. But it's time for our main event of the evening, tag team matchup itself. And of course, with the news that we heard earlier this evening, plenty on the line. AJ Styles and Finn Balor against Kazuchika, Okada and Jay White. The winner, if the originals win it, depending on who gets the pinfall, they pick the stipulation for their match. And here we go now. Each side has a champion and a challenger. And out first comes the originals, the Intercontinental Champion and the #1 contender to the WWE Championship in AJ Styles. A huge evening it is for the originals. I know I've said that a few times already, but a huge evening it will be at Backlash for them when they take on the combined force of Smackdown Live. I know they're not exactly as a unit, these Smackdown Live forces, but they're all fighting for the same goal: to stop the originals, to be victorious, and to either take home titles or hold on to them. And there you see, I mean, we saw the effect these guys can have in a matchup. We saw it last week with their beatdown on Kazuchika Okada. Styles hit the ring, attacking Okada. Balor joined in, and then one man came to the rescue. A one-man cavalry that was able to turn the tides. And that is the man who will face Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title this Sunday in the Switchblade, Jay White. White heading towards the ring right now. He knows just what is coming his way in that title match this Sunday. It was White who put the challenge out. Balor said no to him. White didn't really care. Took matters into his own hands, as we saw last week. When the going got tough, Finn Balor ended up in the mat with a Blade Runner courtesy of it. White feeling pretty confident as he heads into this matchup this Sunday, and why wouldn't he? White has already had incredible success this year since joining the Universe only last year. But since that moment, he has achieved great success. He has achieved the ECW Television Championship, full court at WrestleMania. And now he goes toe-to-toe with Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title this Sunday. And you'll get a preview of it this evening as well. And as if he couldn't ask for a better tag team partner either, Jay White will look to be the person responsible for the originals having no control, provided the champions hold on to their belts and Jay White wins the Intercontinental title, which honestly isn't a far stretch from the truth. It could absolutely happen, but I said, as if he couldn't ask for a better tag team partner on SmackDown Live. That is absolutely the case, because here he comes, the WWE Champion, the Rainmaker, coming towards the ring. Okada defending his WWE Championship for the first time since SummerSlam last year. It was a long road for the Rainmaker to reclaim that WWE title, but it all came to a close at WrestleMania. And what a moment it was when Okada achieved it. What a moment it was when Okada claimed victory over Lesnar. But from that moment onwards, he's been sprung into the fight. He's been back on the front line. Hasn't let off the gas pedal for a second. He knows his role on SmackDown Live. He knows what he's got to do. And right from the get-go, he's looking to make sure it gets done. He is the face of this brand. He is the ace of this brand. And it's his job this Sunday to make sure that the Originals do not claim the most prestigious prize that SmackDown Live has to offer. It is his job to make sure that AJ Styles does not claim the WWE Championship. And honestly, if you wanted to make sure there was a guy who would not only represent SmackDown Live, but make sure that the Originals wouldn't claim the gold, wouldn't claim the WWE title, you couldn't ask for a better guy than Okada. This guy has shown his love, his loyalty to SmackDown Live more than once, and he's shown his loyalty to the WWE title as well. I gotta say, it is a look that suits him. That title around his waist, it just looks right. And especially when he is back to being the Rainmaker that we all knew. It'll be AJ Styles and Jay White starting this matchup here. The challengers locking horns as we get going in this one. Certainly promises to be an interesting main event here. Plenty could happen. Plenty could be discussed heading into this Sunday. And of course, I already talked about it at the top of the evening, and I'll talk about it again. What is running through the Originals' mind right now? What do they do about the opportunity for that stipulation? Do they work together as a team? Have they sorted out who could get that stipulation should they win? I don't know who needs it more. And I don't know as well, on top of it, why Shane McMahon was handing a bone, essentially, to the Originals. I mean, then again, he could have been coerced into it at the same time. It's difficult to say, in all honesty. But he absolutely could have been coerced into it, forced to make the decision, or, they'll say he'll end up like Christian James. We don't need an interim general manager for the interim general manager. That's for certain. It's right in front of Okada right now. The number one contender trying to get under the Rainmaker's skin as he hits that Tornado DDT. But it is an interesting question to ask. I mean, here comes Okada though. Preview for this Sunday as Okada storms the ring right now. Here comes the Rainmaker. Big boot forearm. Drop kick. Lovely sight indeed as Okada now can get to go to work on Styles. But have they thought it through? Have Balor and Styles had a discussion and maybe agreed that you'll get the pick? Or is it just going to be whoever gets the pin gets the pin? I suppose we'll find out as this matchup goes on here. Drop down there from Balor now as champ versus champ. The same matchup as we saw last week on SmackDown Live. Clashes once again here. Balor, of course, unsuccessful in challenging for the WWE title because of the interference of AJ Styles. Arguably could have lost it though after that Rainmaker. We'll never know. Chop in the chest there by Balor. And Okada looking to continue where he left off last week. Holding on to the waist of Balor. And a trio of German suplexes, courtesy of the beast that he slayed at WrestleMania. And now, Jay White getting his first chance within a match to get his hands on Finn Balor. Very interesting contest when these two meet for the Intercontinental title come Sunday. Jay White certainly showing no respect towards the Originals. Good They don't show any respect in return. Rings of satin again being applied here by Jay White. This time on the Intercontinental Champion. Elbows from Balor to get himself out of that hold. Let's see what will happen now. Finn Balor, big time set out powerbomb. In the turnbuckle we go now. Finn Balor looking for the tag into AJ Styles. Not going to get it there. Back elbow from Balor though. Tag made. Now in comes AJ Styles. Look out. Big time move there. Fireman's carry. Neck breaker combination. Oh, discus clothesline. As AJ Styles now gets to go to work. The challengers locking horns with one another here. Look out below. Big back suplex from Jay White there. These two guys just squaring up with one another right now, and again right in front of Okada. This time though, he wanted the Rainmaker in the ring. Turns his back to him. Is that such a wise decision? That could have been a Rainmaker. Stalemate there between both guys. Look at that work there though. And AJ Styles. And Jay White getting involved there. Punching Styles from the top rope. Can you blame him for that one? If it helps out the team, then you might as well go for it. Oh! Styles got in a cheap shot there. So White got in a cheap shot, able to stagger the phenomenal one, but he still was able to move out of the way. Rainmaker pose. To the outside, this matchup goes now. The main event of Backlash. Locking horns on the outside here. Into the barricade goes Okada. Back in the ring we go now as well. AJ Styles on the apron right now, right in front of Jay White. Splashing down on the back of the WWE Champion. Looking for the victory. Wondering if that'll give him the stipulation of his choice ahead of their title match at Backlash. It will not. Chinlock being applied now. Trying to wear down Okada here, trying to make it easier to hit the Styles Clash with the phenomenal one. Trying to make it easier for Okada to stay down for the 3 count. That is a tall task in and of itself. And Okada letting him know by responding to the chinlock with a tombstone piledriver. Okada into the cover, hoping for victory. Balor charging in and making the save right away there. Contrast to what we saw at the start of the evening. Balor not taking any opportunity there, not taking any leave of senses as he instantly makes the tag, as he instantly makes the save there, sorry. Styles couldn't get up to his feet, and he might not be about to either. This could be huge for this Sunday. Rainmaker counted. German suplex counted. Trading reversals with one another right there. Chop in the chest. Pele kick from Styles. And talking down to the WWE Champion to go along with it. No respect shown there from the phenomenal one. And why would there be? When was the last time the originals showed respect to anyone not their own? Looking in each other's eyes there, champion and challenger. But here comes Jay White once again, tagging himself in. Styles has spent an awful long time in this matchup. I think he's pushing to try and make sure he gets the stipulation, sending White and Okada into one another. Okada sent down to the ring as a result of it. AJ Styles in position. He's looking to finish things off. He's looking to have the stipulation in his main event match. Right in front of Balor. Styles clash. Styles clash connected. Jay White isn't moving. And Styles posing in the corner. Look at that. Balor stole the tag. Balor stole the tag, and Styles steering a hole into the back of Balor's head. Balor paying no state of mind to it. Okada hasn't moved on the outside. Cover's made. Balor steals it. Finn Balor steals the stipulation for the originals. And Balor is over the moon, pinning his challenger. Look at this. Look at this. The two big men of the Originals coming face to face with one another. And Styles getting out on the apron. Look at this now. Trouble in paradise for the Originals. Just days before Backlash, AJ Styles walking out on Finn Balor. The big names of the Originals at ends with one another. What impact could this have at Backlash?